licensed and assigned by the International Ice Hockey Federation. Päätuomarit, the referees Morgan Johansson, Peter Lerking, linjatuomarit, linesmen Pasi Polka, Sergei Shevjani. Tervetuloa Suomessa joukkueet, please welcome Team USA. Tervetuloa Slovakia, please welcome Team Slovakia.
Very nice pictures on the ice, on the stands, on the atmosphere, of everything coming from the Hard Tour Arena Helsinki. Welcome back, my friends. Preliminary round, Group 8. That means Helsinki Game 19. What does it mean? We'll talk about that later. It's time for the anthem. Slovakia has to come back to the defeat 1-0 versus Finland, United States of America's anthem. Bronze in 2004, fourth place in 2009. That's the top result in 10 years for Scott Gordon's national team. Not enough for a big nation which hosts the majority of the teams of the National Hockey League. Today the lineup says a different thing. Jack Johnson, Cam Fowler leading the first line from the defense and suggesting to a powerful attack. Vladimir Vujtek at the helm of Slovakia, who's been celebrating the arrival of big, huge Zdeno Chara, lining up with Dominik Granak in the second defensive line, but it's spent from the big man and his reach to have extra minutes, power play, penalty killing and whatever. Jimmy Hour, Detroit Red Wings, Jan Lako, Led Poprava, Nene KHL, the only Slovakian KHL team. Morgan Johansson, Crystal Larkin, Mazi Puolaka and Sergei Chevrolet representing two nations whose flag you have seen at Hartwall Arena, Helsinki, Finland. This is going to be, in a sort of way, a kind of continuity between an NHL challenge for Zdeno Chara in the USA, but there we got plenty of talent coming from what used to be the Russian Premiership and then evolved into the second professional championship of the world, now competing money-wise with the American famously. There we go. For the first pack entering the blue zone, Slovakia in blue. At the right side of your screen, Andrej Sekera putting it along away. To expect on the defensive and playmaking side to have Jack Johnson for USA, as Zdeno Chara for Slovakia, to stay in for very long and demanding stints. Here we go with a counter-attack and the first opportunity. Where is the puck? That's the question. It is Slovakia 1, USA 0.
Please welcome the Northern Starlet cheerleaders.
Granak, a defenseman, barging forward, taking the most with brilliant skills of an easily conceded turnover. Close to the blue line, not time enough for Jack Johnson to recover. Yeah, Howard himself lost. Perception of where the puck was. There's a review, but I think the puck went in. It was not blocked. It was a free puck, so you're allowed to keep moving. Well, a bad turnover and also no communication to the goaltender. There was no defenseman telling him where the puck was, as it always happens. Communication is basic in this case. You see, Jack Johnson didn't see the puck, so he couldn't tell. Howard, stay down, the puck is there, freeze the move, or any kind of communication to avoid Dominik Granak opening. Score. Less than 1 minute into the first period. A turnover, a counter-attack. Protection denying the goaltender the vision. So it's 1-0 to the Europeans. The loss versus Finland 1-0. And had a disaster of a performance last year as a host team. Time for the goal, 47 seconds. Ivo Horacek provided this puck that looked a little bit and jumped over enough to put the stick there and made the most out of this. Tenth place last year at home. For the nation in blue, leading 1 goal ahead. small interference. Thomas Starosta. Jeff Petrie. D2D, and again Jeff Petrie. Cam Atkinson. Complete the check. Mario Bliznak. Bit of a struggle in the neutral zone. Cam Fowler. And the unnamed Dutch superstar. From behind the net, Zdeno Chara. The rational, emotional and physical captain of the Boston Bruins and Team Slovakia at this World Cup. Recently eliminated at the playoff, Max Pacioretty, a player which risked his life after a collision with Zdeno Chara. Montreal Canadiens versus Boston Bruins, keeping the whole nation and the sporting world fearing for his life. An horrific hit. Good puck circulation. The first slap shot, nearly. Dangerous rebound comes out in favor of that team. Good shot by Andrew Sekera. Thomas Kupetsky with the hand toss. Ivan Baranka. Ivan Baranka, the Spartan Moscow, another KHL. Well, the honor of playing together with Dominik Hasek in his last year of ice hockey. Legendary dominator Hasek. Goligoski leaves the puck going forward. Justin Falk chasing it. Granak, the only scorer so far, has to control the high slot. Softly down there. Out of reach for Zdeno Chara. O'Hara, as we should say that the world knows this giant, and never a nickname was more appropriate with the pronounce of Chara, and that's the one we will use. Abdelkader chasing the puck, good grinder, making the most of his physical play and experience. So behind the net, Jeff Petrie. A sideways pass, Kyle Okposo. Nice drop pass, and a dangerous one indeed. Kyle Okposo, a very useful and powerful attacker. You can use it in special team, ask him an offensive duty when he climbs up the lines. Oh, there's bad control, very bad control. Jeff Petrie and Palmieri don't combine very well, so the puck comes from behind. Adventurous back pass. So Jimmy Howard thinks that it is better to put the weight over the puck. 1/4 of the first period gone. And the puck in the corner, big hit from Dwyer. Granak taking center ice, lining up with Mario Bliznak. Now with Zdeno Chara this time. Very good reverse assist. Bliznak. Puck cleared mid-air to center ice. Was a clearance, it became an assist. There was no one taking advantage of that in the high slot. So Ryan Lash and Justin Falk trying to combine. Again, territorial game by the USA. Puck back on the blue line, not space enough. to prepare, to adjust the park and prepare for a slap shot, counter attack, a drop pass again. Behind the net, Granak looking for options to put the puck center ice. No way. It is an American counter attack. Jan Lako choosing ahead of Peter Hammerly. But today's clash. Chris Butler. Sideways. Thomas Surovi. Trying to find a way in the traffic. No way. Drop pass, which is not quickly picked up. An assist and a shot, and good combination between Jim Slater and Kyle Pozo. Good work, but second liners. Justin Falk missing the touch with the puck, which goes back to Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson to force Stasny. USA first line is in. 4 men behind the net. A one-timer from Bobby Ryan. Not a dangerous one. This might be a bit more dangerous. Wow, what a scoring chance. Bobby Ryan cannot stretch enough to put the puck where he has to go. Kim Mickley, backhand attempt. Saved by Jamie Howard. Bobby Ryan. Softly in the corner. Jan Lako. And here we go to an icing call. Watch out also for the 21-year-old winger Thomas Tatar. Already in the radar of the Detroit Red Wings, even though he played for the Grand Rapids AHL, American Hockey League. Puck is in front of the crease. Balance was not good enough to try to tap it in. And backhand for Jim Slater. Justina Delka there, driving straight to the net together with Kyle Palmieri. So off for a bit of a rest for the American third liner. Jan Lako goes, taking advantage of this few seconds to get a breather. You cannot rely on one goaltender when you play so many games in so few days. Kind of check to take control of the play while the puck was already traveling away. Very good in the goaltender department of the USA. Two NHL superstars. Detroit Red Wings, Jimmy Howard probably is the first choice, but it's very hard to talk about first choice when you have less than 24 hours to recover. Let's not forget Richie Bachman. I also see Sam Mize, not today. And then John Curry having his national debut, not dressed today. John Curry, member of the Team USA 2007. Played so well in the Deutschland Cup in Germany. Spectators see that cameras out on them. Now the camera moves. Daniel Chara. She's Slovakian. Americans very close, sitting side by side. Good face-off win No rebound. No score out of that. Kyle Palmieri taking control. Jack Johnson putting the thing away. No center ice allowed. No centering pass. And no center skating as well. One pass on the far side. Falk looking for a combination with Chin Slater. Chin Slater remains smartly at the left side of the goaltender. Good defense. 4 white shirts in a line, so no space, no transition allowed. Back in the corner. Kyle Poso receives but cannot adjust quickly enough. Oh, that's another turnover. We're already seeing how costly it could be. Losing the puck there. Puck juggling dangerously in front of the crease. Now there must be space at center ice, but the transition to the slot or to the high slot is denied again. Pacioretty cannot settle down the puck quickly enough. Now there's a rebound, the puck loops up, and Stasny goes to the shift. Meter up inches, really. Good work, very good work by Jan Lacko, moving from one side to another. Very challenging situation. Also the blue goaltender coming off the best. Deflection by Jimmy Howard, who's left. Again, like a few seconds ago, the puck is catched and it flies up over the plexiglass. So the ref have to stop the game for a little while. Jack Johnson already experienced the Olympics and the World Championship. One of the most talented defensemen of international ice hockey. Like we've seen so often with the Los Angeles Kings and Columbus Blue Jackets. And also, of course, at the World Champions 2009, with American 4th place and 5 goals to the captain and playmaker. That was the first World Championship in which he's been named captain. Proved to be a good choice. Yeah, bits of venturous pass. Right in front of Mario Blazner. Look for Dwyer. He sees that it is time to skate towards the goaltender. So he misses the contact with the puck. Probably wouldn't have been given space enough to tap it in, but it was the kind of puck he used to try to look for a farther rebound, for a kind of very short assist. Brilliant move. So the puck comes dangerously into the crease. Great work by the second line. of the American team's brilliant piece of defense by Justin Folk. Not a physical defense, but a technical one indeed. He puts the stick there, not just to dislodge the puck, but to steal it. Very stylish steal and not dangerous turnover. USA have to take this out of the repertoire as soon as they can. Then Chara. Miroslav Satan, 38 years old, former Boston Bruins. Patrolling center ice. Sequeira laps the danger away. It's a good fetching by the defense. Rene Vidarini puts a beat there. Jorai Mikus. Mitchell Miklik skating back. He covers the slot very well. Thomas Tatar. Thomas Tatar, the puck is dislodged. Tatar doesn't lose the occasion to make his body felt. Bit of a pushing and a showing, a dangerous rebound in front of Jimmy Howard. There we go for an offensive face-off. Again, we go and have a close-up of Tatar's skating and physicality. And there we see even better, thanks to the TV colleagues, how close we've been to see Jimmy Howard in danger again. Thomas Tatar of the Grand Rapids. The Griffin forwards, not a huge guy, 1.77 m, but so quick. And also so young. 22 years, nearly 22 years. Watch out for me, Carl Sersen on the blue line. That's where probably the players in blue want to put the puck. Not anymore, because position changed a lot. A push shot. But the American defense find the way to survive. Jeff Petrie drives the pack forward. Campola. Nate Thompson. Joey Crab. Crab now waiting. Covering up and skating back Chris Butler. And that's the second score. This is the second score. Branko Radivojevic, the Atlanta Mitishi forward. Great effort by the 32-year-old veteran. Notwithstanding the back-checking effort, he doesn't lose the chance to make the most. Of a kind of one-on-one situation. There were other players at the left of our screen, but he's been left. He's been left alone with the goaltender, who had to cover both the pipes. Chris Butler gave priority to deny the centering pass, and dutifully so. So it's Slovakia 2, USA 0. There's a broken stick. Zdeno Chara skates back. Doesn't find the target for one of his trademark hits, but that's the score for Justin Folk. A matter of seconds, my friends. Either you produce a powerful and extremely speed back-checking, otherwise you find yourself in trouble. That's a blue score. And a matter of seconds, the tunnel between the beds is pierced on the other side of the building. The pace is not too hectic, but every time someone misses a little bit on the defense, you got a bunch of talented offenders on both sides ready to make you pay for that. Zamiko's having a chat with Jack Johnson. He may be better concentrate on the face-off, which is soon to come. To the right side of Jimmy Howard. Positive communication. An American bench. Sharp position down the blue line. His lethal shot. Awarding him the award for most powerful slap shot at the All-Star game 2 months ago. Not a good clearing by Zdeno Chara. In fact, the puck returns to the high slot. Again, what an acceleration. Milan Bartovic. Very good work by the left wingers. All the guys in blue, we've seen that the majority of the shots and the scoring chances have been generated, except the first one, maybe, from the left wing. Majority of the Europeans are left shooters, and nearly all of them, here we go again to prove that Ivan Baranka skating fast on the left side, using his left side as a stick to look for a rebound or either for an offensive face-off. Slow motion for the American score and for the American celebration in the stands. Puck is flicked over deep. Then Chara uses his powerful frame to protect the puck. Dominic Gronak from behind the net, Justin Folk. Alex Goligoski, Dallas Star D-man, former Pittsburgh Penguins. Dangerous deflection. Justin Folk wanted to control the puck, but really it came against his goaltender, which is tested again Along the ball, Ryan Lesh. A change on the fly. And an aerial dump again for USA. Not great ice hockey in the last couple of minutes, but it is fully understandable because you have to put in the picture the physical effort, the strategies, the priority, not to allow two inviting boulevards for the skaters.
One remaining in the first period.
Brown. The puck is stopped but quickly released by Jan Lakov. Thomas Tatar. Miklik. They're checking a little bit. Not too close, not too much. Camp Fowler. Granak. Marcel Hashkak. Behind the net, lovely pass. Granak again in front of the net. It was there. And that's Slovakia 3, USA 1. Any short defensive lapse gets punished. Andrei Sekera, very reactive and sharp. Double deflection. There is the double deflection from Bobby Ryan and Jimmy Howard. Anyway, Buffalo Sabres start. Puts his team ahead. Slovakia 3, USA 1. End of the first period. Now the high pace. First 20 minutes. But what about class, tension, and making the best of mistakes? See you later in a few minutes for the second period. Thanks.
Third goal for Team Slovakia, scored by number 44, Andrei Sekera.
We've seen beautiful faces on the stand, and this is a feature of the World Cup, even though the stands are sadly nearly empty this year. This is Jack Johnson. We've seen Slovakia emerging in the department where there was the highest concern. The big question was, are they equipped, weak and fit and young enough in the goal department? Probably not, but we've seen the counter-attacking, relying on the blue liner like Sekera that we see in that moment. Having back Zdeno Chara also provides chances to put pucks in front. Andrei Sekera, 1 goal, 1.1 assist. And that's where the difference has been made, leaving the United States with Justin Folk's only score. Jimmy Howard, his percentage, you can see on your screen in that moment. What about shots? USA, 1 goal, 9 shots in the first 20 minutes, while Slovakia 3 goals out of 15 shots. One nation that has the duty of having his supporters for nearly a bad mistake by Anlako. He got in control of the puck, but not that quickly. Anyway, the first face-off. Probably his first idea was not to cover the puck. But again, good pressure. Makes you think twice before playing lightly. Jack Johnson chases the puck, but this is a nice in call. Outside the ice, the veteran star Pavel Dimitrov, that we had the pleasure to comment at his last game last year, has been remembered. His number 38 is being retired. As you know, he's been one of the victims of the locomotive plane crash in September. And the captain Zdeno Chara said that was one extra motivation. Under pressure, Jack Johnson. Along the board without rushing too much. Not much speed in this opening of the second period. Thomas Surobi from the right wing now. Libor Hudacek puts the puck where the goaltender can do nothing else but stop the play. The big frame of number 33 takes place in the replacement bench. One of the most feared and respected defensemen of ice hockey ever, probably. A pad save and a second effort. Again, it's tough time for Jimmy Howard. When the puck remains in the zone, the goaltender has to crouch down and move around. It's just a matter of inches, no tap in. Comes after the rebound. But really, this opening act, see the USA in desperate need. Of a shift, which comes in this exact moment. Howard controlling the puck. Butler skates in front. Very controlled and careful ice hockey. The shot is off the target, nothing dangerous comes from the stick of Kyle Palmieri. Sersen puts it far away. Marcel Haskak. And there's another stop. So we haven't seen much of the special team yet. Haven't seen them at all. Tatar again. Easily the most proactive forward so far. The rebound comes quickly after by Juraj Mikls. Probably the Slovakian third line, the most dangerous so far. Clearance mid-air, which becomes a lovely pass and a scoring chance denied by Jimmy Howard. Promptly denied by Jimmy Howard, Branko Radivojevic. 32 years old, Atlon makes it forward. Looked like a way to transfer the puck on the other side of the surface, but it was a lovely offensive suggestion. The puck loops up behind the net. Under pressure. The space in the neutral zone. Transition probably allowed a bit too lightly. They hit Jack Johnson, one of these trademark hits. Dominic Granak. Watch out for Granak. Now he's gone to the bench. Now he's back checking. He wanted probably to go to the bench, but he's skating back and checking Bobby Ryan closely. Balance is lost, so Rene Vidarini has to contend on maintaining possession, which is not easy. Good pressure. A one-time dump. Jack Johnson watching right side. Justin Brown, now he has to skate back. Mikus. Again, Dustin Brown. Kyle Kozo, I'm sorry. Puck is back on the blue line. Dominic Granak. Very good covering in the neutral zone, and that led to a steal. Nice and quick work, and smart thinking by Cam Atkinson. Kyle Palmier doesn't get in possession of an inviting puck. Cam Fowler. Justin Falk, the only USA scorer so far. Cam Atkinson, smart pass, good keeping. Now possession is lost for the attacking team. Zdeno Chara, and again, number 55, Mario Blaznak. Dump and chase, scanning around, having the best of Mikael Sersen. Chara, soft pass. The puck travels behind the net. Tomasz Kopecki. Kopecki fighting hard for a puck. Miklik Tatar. Radivojevic. Slap shot from the left. Not a slap shot, I'm sorry. It was a post shot, more precisely. Again behind Jimmy Howard. Chris Butler. So calling for a puck on the right side. Jack Johnson. But the target was Patrick Dwyer. This is Jack Johnson. Puts the puck high in the corner in order not to give the guys in blue the opportunity to stop it. Nice pass. Big top the target. Very good Libor Hudacek. Captain Jack Johnson again. Lovely pass, and nearly we got the second American score. Not far from that. From the blue line, a slap shot that's trafficking in front of the netminder. Bobby Ryan hit from behind. He resists a solid physical challenge by Dominic Granak. And again, he fakes a slap shot, then he puts it beside the net. Good save. Now it is time for the Slovakian to find some oxygen. The puck is kept brilliantly in. Marvelous keeping. Zdeno Chara. Finally, after nearly 1 minute, they get out of prison. Kyle Poso, very smart and taking the puck from one zone to another. Very precious in transition game. It's 1-2, the puck is dislodged. Of Poso again. Watch out for the steam of Mikkel Miklik. Not the biggest name on the roster, very effective indeed. Alexei Goligoski. So battling hard on the corner. Much more speed on both sides at the last minute. Backhand pass, a fake, a dummy, and an offensive face-off. And there we are back where we were in terms of speed in the second period. Very dangerous couple of scoring chances on either sides. Both the coaches provided a couple of lineup adjustments. We see that Zdeno Chara is not lining up quite often with Dominic Granak, so the captain and assistant captain. Are rotating in a different way. Thomas Starosta, the first I mentioned, and even Baranka. And Dominic Granak most of the time. Very offensive Dominic Granak today, even though we saw another forward, another defensive coming forward, sorry, from the fourth line. Mario Bliznek, very quick to accelerate. Granak, Bliznek, providing strong offensive push. Cam Fowler. Very good opening on the far side. Just enough Deca there. Kyle Palmieri. And again Cam Fowler. Puck pushed away on the blue line. No offside. Jeff Petrie does his homework, means to deny the opponent to come in front of the net from behind. And again, it's Camfola. Very long shift in the ice for him. No offside. Zdeno Chara coming up until the blue line, and he does so. Normally he has the puck circulating, or he provides one of his extremely violent slap shots from the blue line. Now he covers center ice, locates the option, receives, Pacioretty his hit. The two have met previously in the ice. A slap shot, though there might have been a deflection. All the defensive playmakers are working under strong pressure, both sides. very easy to understand what both the coaches have said during the rest. Let us attack, but not take high risks. No high-risk strategies. So there's for checking on both sides, but always keeping in mind that back checking and scrambling defense are also priority. And a relevant factor is no penalties. And turnovers, that's what both the coaches asked. That's what comes now. Mario Bliznak. Mario Bliznak. What a piece of athleticism, how much he's skating. Zdeno Chara get rid of the puck. Before the neutral zone is too covered by white shirts. Good support play, very good support play. Justin Abdelka there in support to Ryan Lash. Puck is flicked away to the corner. That's an icing call. So Chris Butler chases the puck, but there's another stoppage. Sersen making physical and effective pressure on Justin Abdelka there. One of the few players that had the privilege of a debut in a final series. Skating back and maintaining possession, Justin Brown. Justin Abdelka there. Chris Butler. Left to right, now changing position. Again, it is work for Justin Brown. Very slow stint. No one can afford any kind of mistake. Slovakia need to maintain possession and no rush. USA, they need an early score, but not at any cost, if the cost is the risk of getting punished again. Back in the corner. Then good work on the man, down the puck. Oh, that's a daring pass, to say the least. To say the least. Zdeno Chara from the blue line, a deflection. Luckily, yeah, the blocker hasn't been injured, as often happens. Nate Thompson has put his shin pads in between. Cam Fowler, a soft pass to Jack Johnson.
Commercial break.
There's a call for a commercial break. And we are watching a very technical, tactical, brainy and slow ice hockey. You see that the ice gets mainly clean in front of the crease, because that's the place. There's no accumulates more easily. That's a forced score. A few seconds into the first period. Radivojevic. And a diagonal slap shot on the right side to the back of the net. And There the rebound. The patience scan and the third score. Now the question is, do the Americans have the fortitude to come back, as they did so many times in the past, but not quite successful in the World Championship history? We haven't seen much of the American trademark physical play of bang-bang hockey, as someone calls it. 4 minutes left in the second period. Stasny, Pacioretty, Bobby Ryan, Jack Johnson, Cam Fowler. First line in. Scott Gordon took advantage of the stoppage to ask an extra effort to the line who started the game. Puck kept in. Cam Fowler. First line complete there. Bobby Ryan. Jack Johnson has to regroup from the neutral zone. Sloppy shift by this wonderful first line. Again, Jack Johnson, Cam Fowler doesn't get in touch with the puck. Thomas Kopecki. Thomas Surovi. Cam Fowler. Libor Hudacek making pressure in front. The puck stays a little bit close to the bench. Two fresh players on the ice. For both the teams, this is a scoring chance, a one-on-one. The puck is dislodged temporarily, then it dangerously remains in front of the crease, but it is cleaned off very quickly. Good work by Ryan Lash. Again from the high slot, and now counter-attack, a 3-on-2. Back checkers doing the best to come up. How quickly things change. Now we are commenting another attempt on the other side of the ring. Better slow down things. Lash, we cannot afford conceding another quick breakaway. And now we have work for the special team for the first time. Completely unhappy of this slashing call. Thomas Starosta, tripping call. So the Ugro County man says D-man has to say it's 5-on-4. And the blue bench is on the other side of the surface.
Team Slovakia, player number 19, Thomas Starosta, 2 minutes for tripping, time 38-14.
Thomas Sekera. Not happy to have the face-off to the right side of Jan Lako again, but the linesman was well positioned on the blue line, so I trust he's so much better than Sekera and I did. So please not get raped up. Cam Fowler. looking for a shooting lane, but the chance is lost, and also glove is lost, and this is a slashing ball. Breaking the law is the song coming off the loudspeakers, and the infringement could be very, very dangerous for the team leading 2 goals ahead. Milan Bartovic for slashing. So it's 5-on-3 for a long time in terms of ice hockey. Ah, yes. Now the close-up makes it very clear why the lab pictures did not. Nervous reaction, that's exactly what he don't want. So Milan Bartovic, ability to liberate. Top forward, sitting. It's 5-on-3. And a score. And this is a big work for the most talented USA line. Paul Stastny, Max Pacioretty, Bobby Ryan. What a combo. And what a weird way to allow the opponent to get back in the game for the guys in blue. Shooting lane well closed, but a couple of sideways passes have the defense and the goaltender moving away then. Lako has to move at the speed of light from one post to another, so he cannot seal the second post as he had in plan. So it is Slovakia 3, USA 2. So 1 minor penalty is gone. 1 will finish in the 3rd period because penalty time, it's 1 minute 15 seconds now, and the time before the second stop is shorter. Another scoring chance. This could be a real turn of events. Thomas Kupetsky goes to the bench. A little more than 30 seconds left in the second period. Now the thing is, the face-off is again in the American dining room. Time enough to try and manufacture an attack. Watch out for the man in front of the crease. There's some screening and space, and a one pad of Jan Lako denying the equalizer just a few seconds before the hooter. You saw Jan Lako moving quickly, the head, to watch through the bodies and see where the puck was. James Slater, if he wins a clear puck, there's still time. And so he does. There's still time for the equalizer. 4 seconds. Time over. Another emotional second dribble. USA 2, Slovakia 3. Back in about 10 minutes for the third period.
Slovakia 10, USA 7 shots on goal in the second period. Team Slovakia 10 shots, Team USA 7 shots.
Style simply clever.
With his super watch, my dad has climbed the highest mountains.
Welcome back again for the third and last period of USA versus Slovakia. Pictures coming from the Hardware Arena, Helsinki. Slovakia 3, USA 2. Here we go with a few numbers about Jimmy Howard, Detroit Red Wing, Ned Minder and Jan Lacko, the KHL of the left popper. So we saw that any loose puck available in the crease area, any unpatrol lane in the neutral zone could be the source for an updating in the scoreboard. So I had a look to the numbers during the stop. Well, face-off, clearance, they don't mean anything because it is a question of details. It defies logic, I know, but in other matches, the most scoring team had more chances to come off the best, but not today probably, because both the teams are waiting, playing a prudent, passion game, relying on counter-attacks and see what happens all the time, not the best or adventurous ice hockey. Watch out for what happens now. Clean ice and puck sliding quicker. We haven't seen the best of the much expected Deno Chara yet. Yes, he played better with his national team and the Boston Bruins. But no surprise he had such an impact on the heads of the teammates. Not even 30 seconds in. And a good shot on the glove side. Therefore, face-off. On the short size, Daniel Chara. Lash. Closely checked. The puck is dislodged. That's the second entry in the attack area for the European team. 10th place at the World Championship tournament last year. A year to forget for many different reasons, the counter-attack. Good defense on the high slot, so no chance for Miroslav Satan, 38 years of age, injuries, health issues, but good character by the Slovan Bratislava veteran forward. And of course, no relief on the bench. Scott Gordon. He knows that the Slovaks can create turnover in different ways. No big hits today at the Hardware Arena, but very quick steals. Like that. Back behind Jan Lacko. The center zone. Sent back again. Rene Videreni. Zdeno Chara. Lisnak pushes forward. The loose puck is controlled by Justin Folk. Jeff Petrie gives it back behind the net. Chris Butler. And again, Jeff Petrie. The 2D man exchange back again. So from behind the net. Without thinking twice. Helping out the defense. Zdeno Chara checks and steals. An area clearance denied again. Mikael Sersen colliding along the board with Paul Stastny. Paul Stastny is left alone a little too long. Smart thinking by Marcel Askak. He smelled the danger and put the stick without any infringement. From the right wing, the snapshot. Well done by Chris Butler. Andrei Sekera after receiving from Ivan Baranka. That's a deflection, the puck flies behind Jan Lacko. Kopecki. Again, it's Thomas Kopecki losing the puck, chasing it. Radivojevic goes to the bench. It's a counter-attack. Now he hasn't gone to the bench. There we got a face-off into the American zone. That was Justin Abdelka there, sending the puck in touch with the pipe. Hello, my friend. You're happy? You got a coveted souvenir. From behind the net, Cam Fowler leads to Justin Abdelka there. Back to the corner. Cam Atkinson has to get back quickly. And Zdeno Chara is visibly tired. And this is not a big surprise. He's got heat probably in the hip right now. Let's see what happened. Yeah, right in the face. It's quite usual to see this big giant. Scars and marks in the face. Cam Atkinson, high sticking, 2+2, because there was some drops of blood in the face, so that's what the rule says. It's a 2+2, high sticking plus blood. So there was no harming intent in that. That is sure of me. So it is a very long stint to resist. 4 minutes. Here we go with the first chance to put the puck deep in the corner. Take a breather. Chara in, he takes the hit. Good strategy by the penalty killing team. 3 men lining up on the defense and 1 forechecking hard. Getting tired, giving the best, and going straight to the bench. Chara. Slap shot attempt, which is far too high. Thomas Tavosta. 31 years old, Uber County Man-Sized defenseman. Zdeno Chara of the Boston Bruins. Blood in his mouth. And so many minutes. It is very impressive throughout the season. How a big fellow of that size, 2 meters and 5 centimeters, 115 kilos, 35 years, how can he play so many minutes, so many special teams? Leko leaves it behind. Rene Vidarevny, penalty time down to 2 minutes and a half. It is an eternity. Barranca supplies a very sharp, soft pass that demands no further adjustment to be slapped. Brilliant penalty killing strategy by the Americans. If it's enough or not, it is anyone's guess. Another very smart shot, not a strong, violent one. But a very well placed one. Sometimes it is better to shoot soon than hard. Mika Handzus. Again, Handzus, the San Jose Sharks forward, 34 years old, battling for the puck again. Very brave response by the USA. They're not shy to drive the puck to the other side. Keep it there, get the hit if it is necessary, put your body on the line. Strong commitment, Butler working very, very, very well. Penalty time down to 1 minute 13 seconds exactly now. Kopecki trying to find Radivojevic. Here's Satan. Chara. And Chara again. Sekera going to the bench. Watch out for Miroslav Satan. Time to rush up things. Dominic Granak. Thomas Surovi. Surovi tries to win the one-on-one, finds creates a space to put his stride there, where Hudacek was waiting for a rebound, promptly denied by Jimmy Howard. He beats the opponent with a sharp movement to the outside. Unhappy Surovi goes to take a seat. 22 seconds to survive for the Americans. A cycling shift for the power play team and a breakaway. A one-on-one. Where do you find the fortitude and the attitude to counter-attack after 5 minutes of penalty killing? Teams at full strength, hats off to the American commitment and discipline. Such a long penalty time can give a morale boost because you know you can resist to everything. At the same time, let's not forget how tiring it is to resist and cover so much ice versus such talented skaters. And puck handlers. The shot is off the target, but not that much. Max Pacioretty, always dangerous down there. Paul Stastny. Paul Stastny wrapping around. The puck is dislodged again. So no way for Mikkel Miklik to complete the breakaway. Miklik again protecting the neutral zone. Alex Goligoski, the former Penguin, colliding as so many times happened during Boston Bruins versus Pittsburgh Penguins, of lately Boston, Dallas. Again, the two in physical touch, and not a very friendly one. Probably that was a high sticking. Justin Brown. Nine minutes to manufacture an offensive chance to score. And that's only to equalize for the Americans. Kyle Gozov covering up promptly in case Howard couldn't control the puck. But no rebound is allowed by the American netminder. And sometimes you got the feeling that it is a loose puck in front of the crease or some quick tapping to make the difference. This is a sharp contrast between the tension in the ice and the fun in the stand. That's a classic. Oh, there's a penalty call. Here we go with a 5-on-4. That might lead to a turn of events. Andrei Sekera. By the way, not a fourth liner, but one of the best penalty killers for the team in blue. Doesn't look to be intentional, but the result is the same. 120 seconds to resist. Chara protecting the slot and a counter-attack. A short-handed, marvelous counter-attack. Speed and commitment by Milan Bartovic, and again, this is a tripping goal. Not any happy of that. Scott Gordon. It's time again to remember how quickly things might change. I would prevent from dissenting. Referees are very strict when it comes down to this kind of discussion. Well, we know that Coaching is all about changing and adjustment and giving feedback to the players, but probably now more than ever. Of course, both the teams have very experienced and recognized leaders in the ice. Goes back to push the neutral zone. It's 4-4. Thomas Kopecki. And Branko Radivojevic. Nice keeping. Very nice keeping. That goes along the board. Linesman in between. Zdeno Chara falling over Kylo Koso. "45 seconds left on penalty time. The loose puck is picked up by the defense, so Postansny overskates a little bit behind the net. Kampala. Backhanded effort to put the puck in the slot, but the puck is dislodged, as so is the cage, protected by Jan Lacko. Mikael Hantus having a conversation with the referee.
3,948 spectators.
A little bit of adjustment, so that gives our colleagues the chance to show us the best of this emotional and meaningful game.
Second goal for Team Slovakia.
And here the cameras are positioned very well to let us understand how difficult it is to protect the cage. And the puck travels so quick, north to south and east to west in a few seconds. Normally you got teams that cycle the puck, others that prefer to put it in front of the net. Here we got both the teams able to do both the things, to play both the styles. Once upon a time it was European style versus American style, not anymore. And again from the left wing, a strong slap shot. Not a real scoring chance, because goaltender like Jimmy Howard, when they see the puck, they make the save. Simple and basic rule. Anyway, Mikael Miklik provides his team. A puck that will be dropped to the left side of the Detroit Red Wings netminder. The puck and the danger are slapped away, and the teams are full strength. Again, we have to praise the Americans' penalty killing capacities. Even though for most of the time we've seen 4 versus 4. D to D, and the puck is lost in the neutral zone. Less than 6 minutes left for the Americans to tie the game up. A bit less now. Every time the puck travels to the other end. It is a piece of game gone in favor of the hosts of last year's tournament. Then Ochara covering up. Cam Atkinson very close to tap it in with the back of the stick. Matter of inches, the twig was there. Ochara stretches, using his very long reach. He's got long arms and a very long stick that results in a capacity of covering much ice, probably more than anyone else in the National Hockey League or in the World Championship. Have a look to the 2 meters and 5 centimeters, and also to the length of the famous stick. Of the huge lefty defender and captain of the Boston Bruins. Puck goes sideways. Char again trying to protect it. Less than 5 minutes left. Time is ticking for the team in desperate need of an early score. But we're talking about equalizing, not winning. Let's have a look to Jan Lako's solid game. Yeah, great piece of net minding. Very quick reactions, very good positional play. Gun was flopped down all the time. Decision making for goaltenders at this level must be done in a split second, and sometimes it is just an understatement to say so. Again, no chance to beat the opponent on the inside. So Alex Goligoski. And another stoppage. No dangerous situation is welcome in the area of Jan Lako, but Scott Gordon has so many reasons to be concerned. Miroslav Satan. Good effort by the veteran forward. Backhand behind the net, trying to open up the space. Cam Fuller placed on the blue line, waiting for a puck that doesn't come. Jack Johnson. The big defenseman comes to pick up a puck which was not well enough. 2-on-1, and that's a score. The speed and the timing of Mika Miklik at 2-on-1 occasion. But I think it is under review. Was it? I think so. No, I don't think this is the right picture. The one before may give a review. No, I think it is in. Matter of seconds before we know. Well, the first impression was in. This is the good one. The area, yes. The pack was entirely in. I think we've seen it clear right now. If you don't protect the house, if you don't line up tightly and neatly on your blue line, yes, a 2-on-1 situation against the class and the stick and footwork of Vladimir Wojtek's men. Yes. No, it's not a score. Let's have a look again with the full and maximum respect. So everything is so dramatic. Every detail, every review, every decision, every turnover, every loose puck. So it is still USA 2, Slovakia 3. 3 minutes left, Camp Paula. Let's see now if the guys in blue prefer to rely on a heavy forechecking or a classic 3-2 defensive structure, 1-on-1, brilliantly won. Great work by Jim Slater, trying to combine with an always dangerous and reactive and quick Ryan Lash. So the game is still open. 3 minutes to go. 2 goals of difference would have made it too hard to climb. But one score to equalize, or from a Slovakian standpoint, the 4th score for Zdeno Chara's men would seal it off. Clearance not allowed. The puck is kept in, not now. So the attacking team, they have to restart. The shot is off the target. It was more a pass than a shot. Change of position on the blue line by the attacking team. Justin Folk finding a very active Bobby Ryan. Alex Goligoski. Puck is blocked and released. Ivan Baranka picks up the puck and sends it away. And it gains the guys in blue a scoring opportunity, or at least half a minute of time gained off the goaltender. 1 minute empty net and the extra min for Scott Gordon's and Jack Johnson's Army. Jack Johnson slaps forward. 45 seconds. Again, the puck is pushed away. This is an empty net goal. And this is it. And this is it. So Miroslav Satan, Zdeno Chara, the old and powerful directors in the eyes can celebrate half a minute before the final hooter It is post any Atkinson attempt is well understood by the defense. From this point of view, we have it very clear, Slovakia 4, USA 2. 30 seconds left. Give it for sure that USA will try their best to shorten down the distance. We saw so many, and we are seeing so many young prospects in this World Cup. But also, we saw a 40-year-old debutant, Medvedev, the Czech Republic, Miroslav Satan, 38 years after long stints thinking that his career was over. Really keeps us thinking about the concept of age. And now 35 years old Zdeno Chara pushes probably the last puck of the game away. Goligoski freezes the puck, and also frozen are the hopes of the United States to have the best of a Slovakian team, so full of talent, of experience, of game breakers, of everything. So what about the best players? Why not Miroslav Satan?
Shots on goal in entire game, Team Slovakia 32 shots, Team USA 20 shots.
Miroslav Satan, I liked the extra effort of Kyle Okposo on one side, and Jack Johnson probably would be my pick for USA.
The 2012 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. The prizes will be presented by Frank Gonzalez,
also Livojevic.
IIHF Council member.
I'd go for Miklik.
USA best player of Team USA, number 26, number 26, Paul Stastny.
Paul Stastny, yes, understandable choice. Understandable choice by the colleagues. Very deserved award.
Slovakia best player of Team Slovakia, number 33, Zdeno Hara.
Zdeno Hara, or Chara as he is widely known, or Hara according to the correct and less common pronunciation. Have a look to his side, and with this picture, my friends, it is time for me to thank you again for being with us for this entertaining and emotional game. Thanks again. Goodbye.